Hey, this is Steven from Steven's Classic Garage, and welcome to one of my little extra footage for the Harbor Freight Black Widow. I'm using some of my old pivot head Durangos. So here it is, the HTE. It's loaded with the duplicolor paintshop molten red metallic. Now this is a finished panel. I will shoot a video of this with my regular camcorder, but I want to get started because these glasses do not last very long. So, it has been sanded with 500 grit. Edges have been sanded with 400 grit. It has been hit with cheesecloth. And I tried to water the floors, but this is concrete, so the water just absorbs on the floors. I spent 2 compressor cycles cleaning the floor off, blowing everything over this way, and also 2 cycles blowing the ceiling off. So it should be good. I just now did the cheesecloth. I left. I got rid of all the videos on the glasses, came back, and now here we go. The gun's all loaded up. Compressor's set to 29 psi. I have my Baklov on. I have my paint clothes on. Paint clothes are dried off. Gloves are dried off. Face is dried off. Blown off. So everything's ready to go. Gun's set up. I'm going to test it over there on the panel, and then we'll get going. So you're going to not be able to hear me very well because I'm going to put on my mask. So we're going to do that. Alright, I don't know if you could hear me, but I have my mask on now, and it feels like it's vibrating glasses. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the paint gun here very gently. Bring it over this way. We're going to check our pattern, make sure everything's good. Switch hands, I'm right-handed. Whoa. I'm going to turn it just a little hair. That looks good. So that's exactly where I want it to be. We're going to do a quick tack coat. I'm going to probably separate this to 2 videos. First coat, second coat, and maybe third coat. And I'll go in between and charge the camera. So let's go ahead and start from the back here. And I don't want to get any in here. I'm going to put pour 19 in here. So I'm just going to spray the top, and this is going to be a speed coat because I just want to tack it up. I just want to put a nice tack coat, and every consecutive coat I'm going to increase the amount of spray. So there we go. Just a quick tack coat. And then every consecutive coat is going to get heavier. Let's do the edges really quick. I don't want to get too much in here. This is going to be body color, so I'm going to paint that eventually. Let's go ahead and loosen this guy up and turn it here. Turn it back. And this is also going to be body color, but I haven't prepped that area because I'm going to put it on the table, the panel horse, flip it upside down so I could get a nice clean paint job in here and along the back. So that's all going to be prepped later. Alright, so let's go ahead and go on to the next coat. So this is going to be 10 minutes in between each coat, and we're probably going to do maybe 3 coats, and then tomorrow morning, right now it is 10 o'clock, so tomorrow morning I'm going to spray the clear, This is a panel that will be cut and buff. So it's going to be 3 coats instead of 2 of clear. So that's going to be the Euro Classic, the Smart Classic, and that will be tomorrow morning at around 8, 9 o'clock. So this will have about 7 hours to dry, and then I'm going to spray the clear over it. So let's go ahead and charge these glasses up, and 10 minutes on the clock. We'll come back out here and spray the next coat. See you soon. Alright, we are back. So first coat's down. It's about 12 minutes later. Obviously I have my mask off, so I'm going to reiterate what I said with my mask off. With my mask on, really quick, I want to limit my exposure, and then we're going to hit it with second coat. Guns up there, you see. Number one is, this is just a tack coat. I'm just going to hit it with a tack coat, and then each progressive coat I'm going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. I think I'm going to tighten down the pattern slightly, and I'm going to try to use these glasses, because these glasses do have tinted lenses on it, so it's going to be difficult to see where I'm going heavy and where I'm not going heavy. But so far, as far as how it is laying on, it looks like it's laying on pretty good. Each progressive coat, again, I'm going to get heavier and heavier. So this one, I'm going to do 3 to 4 coats, it's looking like, to get rid of any sort of the white spots, which is the primer underneath it. Then tomorrow, so right now it's about 9:30, and tomorrow is going to be the clear coat, and that's going to do this panel. This panel is going to be cut and buff, so it's going to be 3 coats on this. If I'm not going to cut and buff a panel, generally it's 2 coats. So this panel is an exterior panel, so it will be cut and buff. And I was saying that these parts in here are going to be done later when I put them flat. And also the inside is going to be black, not the molten red metallic. So that will be duplicolor lacquer black. So this is going to be body color in here, and it's going to be body color on the other side as well. So yeah, I'm going to tighten up the pattern, and this one's going to be heavier, and then heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and then we'll progressively get heavier as time goes on. And this is 5 to 10 minutes. Generally, you're supposed to wait between coats. I wait the longest, which is 10 minutes. So that's generally how long I wait. So I'm going to tighten up the pattern a little bit. I'm going to try to do it with my mask on. I'm my mask off. So we'll see. I mean, I'm running out of space here. That should be okay. All right. So let's go ahead and put the mask back on, and we'll spray this guy, and then we'll take another 10 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll shoot another coat. So let me go ahead and put my mask on. All right, mask is on. Here we go. Let's spray the corners first. Generally, that's what I would suggest. Spray the corners first. You don't have to go too crazy on it. Just really quick. And I'm gonna spray this side, so I don't have to change the nozzle other way and then back. I'll just change it once. This is going to be painted later on, so I'll just hit it like that. And again, in here is going to be pour, and also there's felt that goes on the inside, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so let's change the nozzle. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. This lockering gets incredibly tight when it pushes these things against the seal. Okay, let's turn it back, and let's start at the back, just like we did before. Let's go this way, and let's start at the back. This time we're going to go slower, because we want to put on more paint So that's quite a bit more paint there. Obviously we have some heavier spots there. And that is coat number 2. We're probably going to use the rest of this can. Use this and whatever's left in the can. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump into this area right here. Stand by. Okay. So it's probably going to take what's left in that can to finish that up. Let's turn this off for a second. So it's going to take what's left in that can probably to do all these coats. And you can see it really does lay it down. I mean, I'm struggling to see it with these glasses because the glasses are tinted and also I believe they're polarized. So it's hard to see the reflection back. So maybe on the last coat I might not be able to wear them. So once I figure that out, I might have to do something else. Or I might have to put them up higher, like on top of my head, like that. Hopefully you will be able to see. That way I could still see and I could get a nice coat. Or maybe even up like this or something. Put it on my forehead and then hopefully that'll work. So yeah, so let's give it another 10 minutes and then we'll go out there and do the next coat. Alright, see you in a couple minutes. Alright guys, so this is what we look like here. It's getting more and more acetone in here, so I have to stay with the mask on. I can't stay here normally. But it does look really good. So this is the third coat. I kind of call this the blend coat, and what I mean by that is what I'll do is I'll actually put more material on spots where it is kind of wonky, you know, spots where you could see right through the red into what's underneath. And then the fourth coat, I call it the the leveling coat, where basically that's where you don't stop and you just go over it. So this coat is where I'm just going to kind of finish all this stuff, because each coat I'm using more and more material where I don't really need to. So sometimes I'll even do this on the second coat. It looks like we've got some weird stuff here. Some scratching. Looks like. Anyways, so this panel, I think I would say the prep on this is probably a 7 or 8 out of 10. Yeah, it does look like we could still see some of my deep scratches. Again, this is 500, so what happens is you get some rocks in there. So really you just got to fill it full of paint, and then you won't be able to see it when you put clear on top. So at the end it's going to look like a 10, depending on any junk. I do not see any junk. We do have both the side door and the back door closed, so there's no bugs in here, so it looks pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and finish it. Also, orange peel looks pretty good, actually way better than my 904. So it looks better than the 904. So that's obviously going to lead to a better finish coat. This is the first panel besides the bottom side of that trunk, where bottom side of the hood, where I prepped the panel, base coat and clear coat with this gun. So let's go ahead and finish that. I'm pretty sure I have enough paint. I'm going to have to reload it at the end of this one. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go masks on. Okay, mask is on. Also, I'm not going to change any settings with the gun. The pattern is fine. I like the pattern. So at this point, we have enough on the side So we should be okay. Just 2 coats on the side. You really don't need to go any more than that. So let's go ahead and start here on the back. And again, at the end of this coat, I'm going to go and I'm going to finish up all the little spots where you can see through it. But obviously on this coat, I'm going to go even slower than before. Each successive coat, I'm going to go heavier and heavier, right? So if you guys couldn't hear that, each successive coat, I'm going heavier and heavier. So on this coat, I'm going heavier than the coat before. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, you can still see through it. Looks good. Good. So, let's go, let's touch up the areas. You gotta be very careful. Start from the parts you shot first. So start from up here and then go down. So start from up here and go down. That way it's already kind of started to set up here, then started to dry up here than down there. You have a less chance of running. So I have a little bit of something here. Looks good up here. Something here. Something here. Okay, good. Okay, down here we got something here. Something here. Yeah, mostly over here. Go ahead and take a knee. Spray that good. Spray that good. Spray that good. Spray that good. Okay. So now let's look over it. So now obviously there's going to be some overspray around it. So on the next coat, we're going to fill everything in, going really heavy, probably finish off the rest of this paint. I mean, obviously we're way over, that's what we needed. We're way over what we needed. I think we should have probably done this in 3 coats. So really what I would suggest, oh, I see something here. So what I really suggest is you do this on the 2nd coat. And then just finish it off on the 3rd coat, go nice and heavy, you won't waste as much paint, you'll save money. It looks good, anything will be picked up in the 4th coat. And the reason why we're shooting a last coat is that when you spray, it's going to have an area around it where there is light speckle, right? So what you want to do is you want to always finish off on a uniform coat. So that's what we're going to do. And this last coat also, is going to fill in any sort of any extra scratches or any extra imperfections. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to refill my paint gun as much as I can with the rest of this paint, and then we're going to shoot the last coat, and then tomorrow we'll finish it up with the clear coat. So I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Alright guys, final coat here. I'm here in between the garage and the living room here. Turned off the fan here so we could finish talking, because I do not want to not wear the mask in there now at this point. So basically this is the final coat where we're going to blend in the spots that we shot over multiple times last coat. So we're going to kind of blend everything in. We're going to shoot it just as heavy as the last coat. We don't need to add any more weight to how much we're shooting here. We're already at pretty much maximum thickness per coat. So we're just going to do that, blend it all in, and then I'm going to stop the video here, and then I'm going to clean the gun, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave 20 minutes, come back, and then clean the gun, and also open up the garage door, suck out all the acetone, and then close everything up, because after 20 minutes it becomes pretty good, so I don't have to worry about, insects dive bombing it or anything like that. And then we could go ahead and close everything up and keep it nice and warm in here, because I do have a refrigerator in there, and if you guys don't know, in order to keep a refrigerator cool on the inside, it has to expel hot air on the outside. So that refrigerator will keep it really nice and hot in here, and also there's a hot water heater with a pilot light over there, and that'll also keep it warm. So I think I'll be okay shooting it with the glasses on. I've been making it work. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot the last coat again. Gun I refilled. We're probably not gonna use all of it. And then once I'm done spraying there, I'm gonna come back in here and finish the last remarks. So we're gonna spray it, and then like I said, 20 minutes, open everything up, suck it out, and then clean the gun, and then close it up for the night, and that's it. So let's go ahead and get it done, not changing anything with the gun, not changing anything with the pressure. We're just going to shoot it the same weight as the last coat, and then that will be it. We'll take our final looks at it, and then I'll come back in here and do final remarks, and we'll put 20 minutes on the timer and come back in 20 minutes. And obviously I won't record that, so basically this is the last video here, and you'll see another extra footage part where I spray the clear with these guys. Hopefully I don't get crazy amounts of overspray onto the lens of the glasses with the clear coat, because the clear coat will just fog up the room like crazy. The base coat will not do that much. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, I misthreaded the cap. Always make sure to check that, and you can see how much I have in there. So obviously we're not going to use all of that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, not doing any of the sides. We're just going top and we're going down. Doing the exact same weight as we did before. I'm not going any faster or any slower. That's about as fast as we want to go. %50 overlap. I kind of sped up there at the end. Yeah, it's dry here. I sped up. Let's go down here from the bottom. Huh. I'm thinking it's because it's pointing up towards the light, but it does look a little dull. Cause you can see a lot of orange peel here. Strange. So because I sped up there, I messed it up. And I don't think we have enough paint here to do another coat. So that looks like that's what I gotta have to go with here. I mean, it looks pretty good from the top to the bottom, but obviously you saw that when you spray a big heavy coat, that it does a lot better. So, moral of the story, do it and do most of your work in 2 coats, because basically that's 5 coats now. That's way too much paint for this. So I'm pretty actually disappointed about that. Okay, so I mean, it happens. I think there was way less orange peel before. So let's go ahead and go in the middle room here. Oops, I forgot to turn on the fan. That's okay. Alright, so as you see there, I messed that up. So the second coat, there I sped up, I got excited. I sped up, I shouldn't have done that. And because I sped up, it wasn't filling as much as I would have liked. So it didn't, because basically what you want to do is you want to get really, really close to running. You want to get as close to running as you possibly can without running. So now I'm having this pixelation, but there's nothing much I could really do about it. I'm pretty much out of paint, and the place that you go to get paint is closed. Obviously, it's like 10 o'clock at night. So, moral of the story, to do it correctly, not like I did there, I would do 1 coat, tack coat, because really, the second coat, I mean, I think the tack coat is very important. I really do not suggest going super heavy at the beginning. You should go heavier on the second one. So, because tack coat's little to no paint, so I would still suggest, okay, so tack coat, second coat, go heavier, third coat, do the cover over any sort of spots if you have white spots or whatever on the third coat, fourth coat, finish it. But do not do what I did. Keep it nice and slow and build it up and go back and forth. Do not get excited and speed up, which is what I did. So now it's got a little bit more orange peel than it should. I had to go back up and back up. Obviously, as you see, you do not want to go down and then stop so you don't want to do the panel and then stop at any point. You need to go all the way down, because if you don't, you'll leave little overspray spots where you stopped. So if I wanted to build it up in a certain area, I can't just stop 3/4 of the way up the panel. You have to go all the way back. You have to go all the way through the panel. And even then, if you mess it up, it doesn't just work where it builds back up. It really Each previous layer doesn't really work like that. It works on how you spray it down at the beginning. Because by the time you start going back, quite a bit of the acetone flashed off. Because I think it's kind of like an exponential curve of the acetone flashing off. So a lot of it flashes off really quickly, and then it takes longer and longer and longer and longer, and eventually, in like the 10 hours or whatever, is completely gone. But the most of the acetone flashing off is pretty much immediate. So as you saw, as I went back through, it didn't really add much. You just have to go, the next time you go back up, you just got to go heavy again, because they don't really technically add on top of each other. You just got to get it right the first time. So not really much I can do about it now. I do not have enough paint to do a heavy coat, so that's kind of what we have. So let's go in one more time. It looks like my goggles are running out of batteries here. So let's go in one more time and take a look at it. And then that will be it. Then 20 minutes on the clock. And then let's finish it up. So let's see how it looks. I mean, it looks good. It looks better than the underside of the trunk. And because we put so much paint, you can't see any of the marks anymore. So those are all gone. So all the sanding marks. I do have a little pit there. I don't know what that pit is from. But other than that, everything, and I have very little dirt on this particular. Oh, you can see here, there's sand marks here, but the clear coat will take care of that. So I can see sand marks over there, and it's just from rocks getting inside of the spray gun. And I'm trying to bring the light down here, but I can't. And my phone is pretty much dead. So, but you can't see any more of the white spots. We do have paint going along this edge here. So everything does, and obviously we're going to paint in here as well. So it does look good. It could have looked better. I'm not going to blame it on the gun. I mean, I really botched it there at the end. And obviously with the glasses being dark lenses on them, does make it more difficult. I should probably remove the lenses on it. I actually have two pairs. I should probably remove the lens on one and keep the lenses on the other one. But other than that, I mean, it looks good. So I'm not going to blame this last orange peel on the gun. And again, this is lacquer, so there's that as well. It's not a urethane or anything like that. So, but I mean, it sprays really well. And that last coat should have been way better than it was, but I messed it up. So no harm, no foul. I will be spraying clear coat with this, and I will be cutting and buffing. You won't be able to see any of this when you cut and buff. It looks, you know, like it was perfect. So you make a mistake, as long as there's not junk inside the paint, you could fix it later on. If it's just the finish, you could fix it later on if you put on enough clear. With 3 coats of clear with this classic from Smart, you'll see it's gonna cover over any of our issues, and then you won't be able to see any of this. So that's basically it. So stay tuned. I'm actually going to film a video with this, basically talking about it being the first prep panel, and I'm going to talk about my gun, the HTE versus the 904. So stay tuned. So this is the end of the extra footage for painting base coat. Stay tuned for extra footage tomorrow for spraying clear coat. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.